Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, today is the most auspicious occasion of the appearance day of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or what we call Gaura Purnima. So, as we know, Krishna appeared in Dwapara Yuga and he made his disappearance around 5,000 years ago at the point of the start of Kali Yuga. And Krishna, when he departed, before he departed, he taught Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential instruction, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. You surrender unto me, I'll deliver you. And then he went back. And after that, some followed, and largely many did not follow. And he was thinking how I can make people surrender, how I can teach them so that they can learn how to surrender, because they're all, a conditioned soul is rebellious. Why should I surrender to somebody? That is the typical mentality of the conditioned soul. So he was thinking like that, and he was also thinking that people usually they worship God with all opulence and majesty and reverential treatment, like gorgeous worship, like a king, offering all kinds of paraphernalia with a mood of servitude, majesty, and so on and so forth. But Krishna, in his original form as Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan, the topmost of all the Vaikuntha planets, Krishna is loved spontaneously, without any tinge of majesty or reverence. The Goloka Vrindavan Vasis, they don't worship Krishna like Narayana. They worship, actually, they love Krishna like the parent loves the child, the friend loves the friend and treats him as an equal and climbs on the shoulder. The parent thinks the child as a dependent and chastises the child. The lover considers the loved as dependent. The gopis, they love Krishna as their lover in transcendental love. So Krishna, he likes this. He does not like the opulence and reverential treatment. And in Vraja, in Golaka Vrindavana, the love of Godhead is fully permeated. And Krishna enjoys in that rasa. So he was thinking, for a long time I have not given this. I have not shown the people of the world what is pure love that is exhibited in Goloka Vrindavana by these Brajavasis, without any tinge of majesty or reverence, spontaneously loving Krishna with a relation either as a servant, with a relation to Krishna as a master, or as a friend, or as a parent, or as a lover. So Krishna is thinking, people usually worship God with regulation. One may go to Vaikuntha, but they cannot taste the sweetness of the Vrajabhava. So he was thinking, I shall personally come, I shall give this, I shall distribute this, I shall highlight the loving relations people have in Goloka Vrindavana. And for that, he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And at the same time, the Yuga Dharma time also has come. Like Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापना अनार्धाय संभवामि युगे युगे. Sambhavami yuge yuge. Every yuga Krishna appears for dharma samsthapanardhaya, for establishing the yuga dharma. So the same Krishna was thinking like that, that I should highlight this Vrajabhava, the pure love of the Vrajavasis. How one can attain that highest perfection of life by loving me spontaneously. I should give that. And at the same time, the time has come for teaching the Yuga Dharma in Kali Yuga. The Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga is the Harinama Sankirtana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting these holy names of the Lord. So he was thinking, I shall personally inaugurate the religion of this age, which is Nama Sankirtana. And by this I shall make the world dance in ecstasy. And through this they can realize these wonderful mellows of prema that permeate in Goloka Vrindavana. And how do I do that? Should I come again as another incarnation so people worship me like God? He thought, no, I shall come as a devotee so that I shall teach them how to practice this loving devotional service as a devotee. He thinks unless one practices devotional service himself, he cannot teach it to others. And therefore, Krishna comes as a devotee, as his own devotee, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, it is when Gargamuni came to Nanda Maharaj, when Krishna appeared in Dwapara Yuga, he told this boy, he also appears in other ages. Shuklo raktas tadhapita idanim krishnatam gataha. He appeared in other ages, Shukla Rakta Pita, in these colors white, red, and yellow. And now he is appearing in Krishnatam Gataha, in the blackish, transcendental blackish color. So when he said Pita, that refers to the yellow, the golden complexion avatar in Kali Yuga, which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was predicted in Bhagavatam itself and in several scriptural statements. In Mahabharata, in Vishnu Sahasranama, it is mentioned. Suvarnavarno hemango varangas chandanangadi sanyasakritya mahasyanto nishtha shanti parayanaha. So he appears in this Suvarna Varna, having the color of or the golden complexion, like a molten gold. Hemanga, his body is like the molten gold. So Varanga is in this way he's got a most beautiful body. Chandanangadi, his body is smeared with sandalwood. And Sanyasakrit, he practices sannyasa. He takes up the renounced order of life. And in that way, Shamaha, Shantaha, he displays equipoiseness and peacefulness. Nishtha, devotion, Shanti Parayanaha. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion. And he silences the impersonalist non devotees. So this is the reason why Krishna appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Of course, there is more internal reasons. The Lord also wanted to taste the sweetness of Radharani. How Radharani is tasting this mellows of devotional service, the mellows of Krishna consciousness, how she is becoming so ecstatic worshipping Krishna, and Krishna is unable to taste similar ecstasy that tasted by Radharani. So he wanted to understand the position of Radharani, the ecstasy felt by Radharani, and the glory of her love. Shri Radhayaha Pranaya Mahima Kidrusho Vanayaiva Swadhyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrusho Va Madiya Saukyam Chadya Madanubhavata Kidrusham Veti Lobhat. In this way, Sachi Garbha Sindhu Harinduhu, he appeared, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to relish the position of Radharani. Radharani is a devotee of Krishna. So Krishna appeared like the devotee, taking the mood of Radharani, taking the complexion of Radharani, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, like that of a molten gold. But he is Krishna. So when the incarnation comes, typically he comes with his weapons, isn't it? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also came with his weapons, but his weapons are his holy names and his associates, the devotees who spread the holy name. Krishnavarnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagnaihi Sankirtana Prayair Yajantihi Sumedasaha. So Krishnavarnam, he belongs to the category of Krishna, or he describes Krishna by always chanting the holy name of Krishna. But his Tvisha, his complexion is not blackish. Krishna is blackish, isn't it? But when he came, he adopted the complexion of Radharani as a devotee, molten gold. Tvisha Krishnam. Sangha Upanga Astra Parshadam. He has appeared with his Sangha. Sa Anga. Anga means his plenary portions. Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya. Upanga, sub expansions. Srivas Thakur and other devotees. Parshada, Gadadhar Pandit, his associates. And Astra, the holy names. In this way, the Lord appeared, and interestingly, he chose the lunar eclipse occasion to appear. Before the Lord appeared to Jagannath Mishra, who is the incarnation of Nanda Maharaj, and Sachi Mata, who is the incarnation of Yashoda, they had 8 girls who all died, and they were praying to Lord Vishnu to give them a son, and the Lord gave them a son in the form of Vishwarupa, who is the elder brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared after that in this Falguna Masa. He appeared after staying in the womb for 13 months. And they were getting worried. And then the Lord made his appearance, choosing this occasion. He was waiting for the right occasion of lunar eclipse. So that typically during this lunar eclipse, everybody chants the holy names of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, signifying that his appearance is meant to propagate the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. So, everybody was taking a dip in Ganga at the time of appearance of the Lord, and they were all chanting the holy names. And not only that, when he was a child, he would make people chant very intelligently. He would start to cry as a baby, and whatever people do, he wouldn't stop. And when they chanted Hari Bol, that's when he would stop crying. And then they would get a cue. Oh, if this boy cries, then we need to start chanting Hari Bol and the Hare Krishna mantra. So, symbolizing how his appearance is meant for this chanting of the holy name, propagating the chanting of this holy name. And as Krishna's childhood pastimes are most attractive and transcendently mischievous, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities are also transcendently attractive and transcendently mischievous in his childhood. He was very naughty and he was extraordinarily talented in terms of scholarship, and very quickly he became a scholar. And at very young age, in his teenage itself, he started his own Chatushpati, which is the school. He would teach lessons on grammar, and he would teach in a way that the grammatical compositions also indicate Krishna consciousness. And he did several wonderful pastimes at such a young age, one of which is defeating the world's renowned scholar and poet Keshav Kashmiri, defeating his pride. And Keshav Kashmiri understands that this is the Lord Himself. Nobody can defeat me in this way but the Supreme Lord Himself. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started the Harinam Sankirtana movement, Hare Krishna movement at such a young age. And they would go out in Navadvip and start chanting the holy names, congregational chanting of holy names, Sankirtana. And at that time, the Muslim rule was there, and some of the envious people, they complained to the Chand Kazi that, oh, Nimai, he was called as Nimai, he is doing something new. This is not proper. He is going out and taking the masses of people and chanting the holy names loudly without any proper ritual. This the chanting of holy names should be done as a ritual very silently, and only properly bona fide brahmanas should chant. Otherwise, the Lord, sleeping in yoga nidra, he would be disturbed. So he is causing a problem. And they went and complained to Chand Kazi. And Chand Kazi, he came and warned them to stop. But still, they continued to chant. And on one occasion, Chand Kazi came and broke this mridanga. And when that news went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he revolted. He was the starter of this first non cooperation movement, the civil disobedience movement that was inaugurated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took thousands of people, 1 lakh people, and marched by chanting of the holy name to the Chandkazi house. And Chandkazi was terrified. He hid inside. He thought he was going to get killed, attacked and killed. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, He defeated him with his arguments. He defeated by using his own scripture from Quran. And Chandkazi admitted that actually Narsimhadev came in his dream and he scratched his chest and he warned him that never try to stop this Sankirtan movement. And then he said, from now on, I will never stop this Sankirtan movement. And not only me, all my descendants in this place will never stop this movement. So, in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he transformed Chandkazi. He transformed, he did not think only one class of people are qualified to take this Krishna consciousness. He gave this Krishna consciousness freely and widely to everyone, whether one is the most qualified scholar, a Brahmana, or the most wretched mlecha, not from a proper cultured background, not qualified. He gave all of them the chance to advance in Krishna consciousness. At that time, the famous pastime of delivering Jagai and Madhai happened, who were the most wretched, most sinful. There was no sin that they did not commit. And by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, who was Balaram himself, who appeared along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach this Sankirtan movement. By the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, Jagai and Madhai was delivered along with the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, in this way, the Lord delivered all these people. But then, people, they sometimes felt and misunderstood Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he did not exhibit himself as God, he was exhibiting himself as devotee. And many times a devotee can be misunderstood because one time he was chanting the names of gopis, gopi, like that. And people started to give advice. Oh, why are you chanting the name of gopi? Without knowing that the devotee of the Lord is more merciful than the Lord Himself. Worshipping the devotee of the Lord is more beneficial than worshipping the Lord Himself. So, many times a devotee can be misunderstood in his activities and they would commit offenses to a devotee. And similarly, they were committing offenses to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he felt the need to take sannyasa so that everybody, at least as a sannyasi, they will respect. Because in India, everybody respects sannyasi. At that time, he was married and he was most beautiful with his beautiful hair, and Lakshmi Devi herself, she was there as the consort. But then, for the welfare of general masses, to give them the benefit of respecting a sannyasi, and thereby they are respecting God and getting sukruti in that way, he wanted to deliver them. So he gave up all his family life at a very young age. At 24 years, he took sannyasa, plunging all his household devotees, the inhabitants of Navadvip, into an ocean of distress. And he left. He wanted to go to Vrindavan. But by the transcendental trick of Nityananda Prabhu, he was routed to Shantipur. And from there, he met his mother and took her permission to establish his headquarters in Jagannath Puri. So if you see the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is the biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It spans 48 years of the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The first 24 years are documented in the form of Adi Leela, his childhood pastimes, his teenage pastimes, youth pastimes, and as a householder, his pastimes, how he spread the holy name and Krishna consciousness movement in Navadvip. And then the remaining 24 years, from the time he accepted sannyasa until his departure, is categorized as Madhya Leela and Antya Leela. The first 6 years of after he took his sannyasa is documented as Madhya Leela. And then the last 18 years of his pastimes are documented as Antya Leela. So as soon as he took sannyasa, he made his headquarters as Jagannath Puri. He went to Jagannath Puri and he relished the wonderful loving devotion to Lord Jagannath. And very soon he went to South India to convert all the people of South India to devotees. Practically everybody was transformed into a pure devotee by his visit. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also traveled to Vrindavan. So, in this way, he traveled through the country performing so many pastimes, the most significant of which is the pastime in Jharkhand forest, where he delivered even the wild animals by his chanting of holy names. And these wild animals, they came and surrounded the Lord and they started to chant and they started to embrace each other, forgetting their enmity, their wildness. The Lord showing that how ultimately we are all spirit souls, not these bodies. And only this Hare Krishna mantra can touch the spirit soul and make us ecstatic. And then, after the 6 years, the remaining 18 years, he continued to spend exclusively in Jagannath Puri, relishing the intense, loving devotional service unto Lord Jagannath. So, Prabhupada says that Bhagavad Gita is about the science of God. Srimad Bhagavatam is love of God, describing the love of God. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is describing how to intensify that love of God. So if you study Chaitanya Charitamrita, the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will see how he was relishing that intense love of Godhead, especially towards his Antya Leela. So, of course, the Lord's pastimes are like the waves of an ocean, cannot be counted. Ananta is been chanting these glories of the Lord since time immemorial, and still he has not come to an end. So, what can an insignificant soul or a conditioned souls like us describe and understand about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in such a short time? So, whatever is our capacity, we should try to understand and read and appreciate and get inspired by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. More importantly, on this occasion, the Lord's mission of attaining love of Godhead by properly, carefully, nicely chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna. It has to be done. So one has to dedicate oneself in a focused way in chanting these holy names on this day and pray to the Lord to bestow that prema bhakti for which he has come. The Lord is very merciful, and anybody who prays to him, who endeavors sincerely, the Lord is very eager to deliver. Is very compassionate, most magnanimous, munificent incarnation of Krishna. So we should Sincerely pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on this occasion. And chant sincerely, chant more, and read about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as much as we can and make this day perfect. We'll stop here. चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय, गौर पूर्णिमा महोत्सव की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल, हरे कृष्णा।